Hey, y'all. Ha ha. Nah, that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say good morning, sluts and whores. Damn it. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, guys. All right, we are back. I'm late, but y'all know me. We here with it. I'm not late. I'm on time. My mind goes faster than me sometimes. So I be doing and saying and thinking, but then like my body be taking a couple days to catch up and be like, okay, it's time to do the things we thought about. So I got to give myself more processing time. Honestly, that's what that is. But we gonna circle it big. We gonna circle it big. Okay, y'all. So last video, right? We was talking about what was we talking about last week? Last week we was talking about releasing and creating space, making room, all of those things. So we're in February now, right? And we are going to make the shift into February thoughts, which is faith over what's familiar. Y'all, when I tell you to choose faith over what's familiar, that's an act of faith in itself. Okay, so just because something feels safe, it doesn't mean it's fruitful. Ooh, and I was watching videos about this earlier. So, like, there have been seasons where God has asked me to move, change my habits, shift my behavior, shift my mindset, release people, let stuff go stop doing this, go do that in a different direction. He done did it all with me. I mean, to the point where I done been fired, I done been put out. It's just crazy. I done had it all happen. Okay, but those things like happen, like the negative things that happen that uprooted me out of situations, mindsets, and stuff like that, that happened because I hesitated in my obedience. But like that hesitation from obedience in that moment, it didn't only just come from like, it didn't come from a place of like, oh, I didn't hear you, God, or I don't know how to move. 9 times out of 10 I did hear God and I do know how to move. It's more of the, how do I move this? And God is like, just do it. And I'm just like, but I ain't never did this. And it's the unfamiliarity of doing something new and just try and taking that leap of faith into this newness that you've never done this before. So it's really not even about the obedience. It's the lack of familiarity with the thing that God's telling me to do. I want to be obedient. I want to do these things, but I also don't know what I'm doing. Like, I just, hesitation is understandable. And that's why we have grace and mercy through God, because, and through Jesus Christ, because he knows the humanity of our emotions like the back of his hand. Like, he knows that. So this episode, you can expect to understand why comfort can stall the obedience. You can also, you're going to learn how to understand how familiarity can disguise itself as wisdom. How many of y'all still in a comfort zone? And like, you're okay with the enemy versus a friend you don't. Yeah, I know I touched a nerve. And then lastly, you'll learn what it actually costs to choose faith over what you know. Okay, so familiar isn't fruitful. That's the main thing. All right, so why do we confuse what's familiar with what's safe? What's going on there? All right, so when you're used to something, your mind registers this as routine. And so now you know what to expect. So even if every Tuesday somebody coming home to whoop your ass, like that is what your nervous system has registered. Like, you got to remember, like, our bodies, our nervous systems, they're always picking up information. We're always learning. So even if it's subconscious, what's familiar is just what's been processed. It's what we know. So this is what we're used to. We're locked in. This is our sequence. This is our cycle. So it's not that you're safe. You're just certain of the outcome, but you're not aware of the limitations that it's creating around you. All right. So when you're certain of the outcome, you start getting comfortable in that environment, right? And you start making do. And a lot of times that mindset comes from fight or flight and your nervous system being maxed out. And now you're all stressed out. So your body is literally fighting to do the bare minimum to keep what is it? A fake smile on your face, the one that doesn't go all the way up to the eyes. Shout out to High Potential. Watch that on Hulu, y'all. It's a great show. We love Morgan, Miss Guillory. All right, but yeah, like, oh crap, I forgot what I was saying. I see the High Potential done did it. It took. I was thinking about when the next episode come on. I'm sorry, y'all. Going on, but like, comfort often feels like it's peaceful, but it lacks the growth. Like everything that you need is going to be something that challenges you, whether it's a physical challenge. Like think about going to the gym. When you working out, how do you know you don't work something out? When you're sore the next day, when there's some type of resistance, when you gotta to push the thing up, like that's how you know you're working something. Now, if you're not getting sore and you're not pushing through and you're not doing anything that's causing any type of challenge, you literally wake up, do the same thing every day, do. Everything's easy, always fine. You might be in a comfort zone and you might not be growing. Now, you also might be in the land of milk and honey, and the Lord said, hey, rest, relax. Let me take care of some things for some times you've been suffering. That happens. That does happen. All right. And you will know the difference. Okay. Because the peace is going to be different. Because one area has peace and the other one does not. Your comfort zone it looks peaceful and you might even feel peaceful, but that is not peace. It's comfort. And that is the thing. Like, that's why you got to look for the fruit of the Spirit in every season you in. If you cannot find fruits of the Spirit, you in the wrong spot. Because the Holy Spirit, wherever the Holy Spirit is, fruit of the Spirit will arrive. It will show itself some way, somehow. It's either teaching you one of the fruits, you learning some of the fruit. If the fruit ain't there, neither is God. Because God is fruitful. Okay? Jesus is fruit. That's one way to know. All right? Am I in a comfort zone or am I in the land of milk and honey? Well, let's see. Am I being developed in patience, kindness, lovingness, humility, like self-control, discipline? Am I here? Or am I just comfortable? That's the difference. All right. So we tend to stay where we're skilled instead of where we're called. So a lot of times, like if you're really, really good at something, and see, I've been seeing these stories about women and, sometimes men, but a lot of times I feel like God does this to women. And it's because we have an identity crisis, I feel like, for the most part, as women, especially like since society does such a good job tearing us down. Like we're the ones that struggle with these identity crises. So like we'll do something for so long and be so successful and so great, the best ever at it. And then God will tell us to walk away from it. And we'll be like, what? But I'm doing so good and I'm so great and it's so amazing. And God's like, I know, now leave it and come to me. And in that moment, you're just like, this is all I know. But like, hear what I just said. This is all I know. And God is like, I'm glad you know that, but that's not getting you to heaven. You need to get away from that and come know me. And we be going through that. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to go through that season. God is going to tell you, you are great at this thing. Now walk away from it and come know me. Because now I'm going to show you how to use that thing that I gave you. Because mind you, the thing you're good at, God gave that to you. So he wanted to see you flex and see how good you are. He wanted you to see how good you are. Great. We see how great you are. All right, now come here. Because I got to teach you something. Because you don't know what to do with that yet. You see how great it is though, right? That's great. It's top tier. I did that. Now come here. Because this is how you're going to use that. But we're not comfortable with the now come here because this is how we're going to use that in the beginning. We be like, come here. You put me over here. I like it here. I'm saying. And then he yank you up. And now you're Jonah in the belly of a whale. All because you didn't want to listen to your daddy. Okay, so how comfort zones actually choke out the calling on your life. All right, so when you're predictable in your environment, where everything is happening the way it's supposed to all the time, when do you need to rely on God? I want you to take your time and think about that, because there isn't an answer, but try to come up with one. Really, really put your back into it. Like, try to come up with an answer to that question. Put them in the comments. I want to see. Like, if you know what's going to happen all the time, every time, when do you get to depend on God? So y'all answer that question in the comments, please. All right. A lot of times when you're growing, it's going to require you to stretch and not just be convenient. Like, you can't just be trying to do what feels good and what's right for you in the moment. I'm so sorry. If Jesus did that, we would all be damned. Because I believe there was a point in time where he said, please take this cup from me. As in, I'm not trying to do this. All right, let me translate. Let me give you the Galatians verse. He said, you actually have me effed up. I know we love the kids, but do we love them that much? Are we sure? Are we sure? He was really asking. He was sweating blood. He was asking. He was thoroughly concerned. And he was like, are we sure this is what we got to do? There's no other way. Like, I think we can find another way. He was trying to find another way. We're not going to act like those thoughts, the thoughts was running up across his mind. Okay? But guess what? It was very inconvenient for him to have to go through all that, pick up the cross, drag it miles with his intestines coming out. Oh my God, they Emmett Tilled that man, but worse. And like, you couldn't even tell if he was male or female, and he was naked. They Emmett Tilled that man. And oh my God, it just breaks my heart when I think about it. Because just imagine being a mother having to watch your child go through. Oh my God, I'd be thinking about Mary. I'd be thinking about everybody. I'd be like, oh my God, like, that was so traumatizing. Like, but he did it though. And it wasn't convenient, but he stretched. Come on, he stretched. He stretched them arms wide upon that cross. Okay. So when you're trying to grow and be a better person, you're going to have to do what Jesus did. We doing things the same way. Not exactly, because, you know, we're not him. He's the only one that's that. We could never. Okay. But we can try. And that's what we're supposed to do. And lastly, staying comfortable delays your capacity for development. Do you know time is limited? While you are delaying, you are wasting time, therefore shortening capacity for development. While God is an awesome God, and he can fast track you anytime he wants, if you gonna keep being stubborn, I'm not putting you on no fast track. You better get it out the mud. Fast track. That ain't what you want. You over here playing. Sorry, y'all. I do my makeup, and then every time I do my makeup, my nose starts running like crazy. My eyes water. I talked to an MUA about it. She said I might have allergies as it pertains to makeup. I don't like that. I can't, like, I look cute. Let me look cute without my nose running. And y'all can't even see it. I'm over here looking like I snort lines. All because I want to have allergies. Anyway. You shorten your capacity for that development. So yes, God can fast track you anytime he wants to, but he's not going to if you're not even being a good steward of the time you do have. Okay, so you got to have courage before clarity, like before the clarity. You have to have courage and faith before you even know what's going on. That's how clear your faith need to be. That's how you eliminate confusion. You need to be so sure of the Lord that nothing can confuse you. God's telling me to go here. I am sure that I'm going in a good direction. I might not know what's over there. I might not know what I'm going to find, but I am sure that if God's calling me over there, it must be something for me. You got to be sure of the Lord, certain, without doubt, okay? All right, so this is what faith actually demands. All right, see? Certainty. All right, let me stop. Movement without full visibility. Certainty that the Lord will have your back. You need to move. Okay, did Moses see the land of milk and honey? No, but he got them folk up out of Egypt. Hello, y'all better tell somebody. Obedience without the confirmation. We're going back to Moses. A bush was burning and started talking to him. And he was just like, Lord, no, not me, Lord. I love that song. Oh, Moses. You know, they really should have never taught me that song, because that was going to go rent free for the rest of my life. Like, way down there in the wilderness. What did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He saw some smoke. Come on, oh, come on. Came to the bush. And the bush was burning. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. I've done this song on this channel before, and I guarantee you it will come up again. How do you not like that song? All right. Faith doesn't explain, it responds. Faith is a response. God said, I love you. Faith is, I know. Faith is a response. So you need to be obedient without confirmation. You need to move without full visibility. And you need to trust God without a guarantee. Because the guarantee is God. God is the guarantee. He's God. His words don't return back to him void. Otherwise, creation would not exist. He spoke. Come on, y'all. Ooh, we get into it today. All right, y'all. I'm the scriptural anchors for today because I'm running late for work. I am going to run through these real quick, and then I gotta head out because I gotta go. But so Hebrews chapter 11 verse 8. That is when Abraham obeyed and took Isaac up to the mount to be slaughtered and sacrificed. Mind you, this was pagan. So when God was telling Abraham to do this, Abraham was like, "You are not pagan. Why you got me doing some pagan shit?" And he was like, "But at your will, Lord," and went up there to do it anyway. And God provided the lamb or the ram. It was a ram. But God provided the ram at the time when he got up there, right at the nick of time. Okay. So a lot of times God is just trying to see if you about it for real. He'll stop you before it gets too crazy. But he just want to know if you about it for real. Because you got to think about what's really going on here. The type of institutions we're up against, especially with all the files and stuff that came out. Now y'all see why God was wiping out whole towns and saying, F everybody, we send in a flood. Y'all about to die. I'm tired of this. Now you get why he was big mad like that and why he was like, no, we got to actually clean the whole place. We just got to cleanse the whole earth of this foolery. Now you get it. So when God is saying, I need to see what you about, he needs to see if you're ready to swing a sword and knock someone's head off. For real. Not for pretend. Not be, oh, we're just coming against the enemy. This ain't no cute fight. We are coming against an enemy that has been terrorizing you and me for generations. Our bloodlines, our families have been dealing with this same devil. You better get mad. You better get fucking mad. Because I be pissed when I think about it. I get mad. I be on my Michael, give me the sword. I want to take him down. And I keep asking God for that. You going to let me get something in there. And when everybody fighting was all said and done before he died, I need you to bring him to me. Because I got something. I want you to imbue this right hand with the force of 1,000 suns. And I want to pimp slap that hoe. I want to tell him to kiss the ring. Anyway, I'm sorry. But that's how you need to be. Like, it's a real fight. Like, it's not a fake one. This nigga really, excuse my language, but he really out here, he throwing bows and like, get up. Like, oh my God. And Matthew chapter 14, verse 29. Peter, he jumped out that boat. He said, if it's you, Lord, tell me to come. He was like, well, come on. And so Peter done, and mind you, he the only one with the nutsack. He the only one that was on the boat that had nutsack to get off. He was the only one swinging that night. I don't know what everybody else was doing, but they certainly weren't swinging. He was the only one with a pair of gonads. And he got up off that boat, and he even though he sank a little bit, because, you know, John liked to point stuff out, be like, oh, well, he started sinking. Did you get out that boat? No. All right. So he got out that boat. And he did walk on water with Jesus. He sure did. He the only one that ever did that with Jesus. Because he kept his eyes on the Lord. Now, when his eyes started shifting, so did the, so did the water. And you started sliding, take your eyes off God, got your eyes off the prize, and now you missing the prize. And now you missing the miracle. But prior to that, he was on the money. He was on the money. And then lastly, Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9. Proverbs is just a how to live. Same thing with Romans. Romans and Proverbs is the wisdom and living. Those are the wisdom and living texts. If you want basic instructions on before you leave the earth, Romans and Proverbs. Those are two places you need to go. Now, if you want to have a deep understanding of Jesus, his time here, and in the New Testament and the entirety of like the gospel of Christ, you need to read the 4 gospels of Christ. Duh. You need to read the gospels. Duh. And then if you just want to know what's going to happen when all this shit burn up, read Revelation. Like, literally, it's like different sections of the Bible for different things. You want to know about interpersonal relationships, Corinthians. Like, it's just a whole bunch of stuff in there. So, that part. All right, time for our practical application. All right. I want you to check your comfort zones. I want you to identify one area you've mastered but stopped growing because you're so fucking good and you don't think you need to learn nothing else. And then also one step that God's been prompting you to take that feels a little unfamiliar as it relates to that area. The next thing I want you to do is take one visible step of obedience. You either apply, reach out, start, leave, speak up, whatever it is. Take one visible step of obedience. And lastly, reframe your fear. I want you to say, am I staying because this is wise or because I'm comfortable? Because has this familiarity produced any fruit of the spirit lately? Told y'all, look for fruit. If you can't find fruit, you probably ain't gonna find Jesus either. All right, so just know, familiar places, they feel safe, but faith-filled places, right, they produce fruit, and you can eat off that for years to come. So like, subscribe, share. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Yeah, y'all, we running it up this week. The next video is going to be on how you can't step into overflow with a scarcity mindset. That's going to be on Wednesday. But tomorrow, I'm dropping the first He Doesn't Like Me Back series episode. It's our mini series, y'all. It's February. We got mini series. It's lit. Okay, so that's dropping tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're going to get into like the you can't step into overflow with a scarcity mindset. So faith starts where control ends. Thank y'all for being here. Come to my TED Talk. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.